Okay, today we're gonna do little bites. What I mean by little bites, appetizers. You know, you go to a restaurant and you're like, ooh, you know, I really like, sometimes you like going to the restaurant because, you know, kind of like we do sometimes, we just like going to the restaurant just to get, you know, taste the appetizers, you know? So I'm thinking about little bites right now, you know, somewhat of, so one of the favorite things we like to eat is fried pickles. Yeah. So just what we got is here is just regular hamburger dill pickles, you know, so little crunchy ones and stuff. So we're gonna do that, right? We're also gonna do fried cauliflower. Right, just get some cauliflower. We're just gonna cut them up into florets, and I'll show you how to do all that. And we'll go that route, okay? So we need the batter, right? So the batter we're gonna use is basically a half a cup of flour and 3/4 cups of water. And then whatever seasoning you want. Oh yeah, hold up. And panko breadcrumbs. That's gonna give it its crunch, all right? So we got the batter here at first dump of the batter. So once you'll see when we do it, the process is, or when I do the process, is this is the wetter mixture right here. So we're gonna have the flour with the water and whatever seasoning you like. I mean, I'm gonna use Italian seasoning and garlic salt. When you can do like, if you want a little spicier and stuff like that, then do like, put some paprika and some chili powder in it and stuff, kind of get a little taste into that batter. Or if you want to, you got a little more spicier, like especially like with the cauliflower and stuff, like they do like a substitute for, let's say like buffalo wings, they do a substitute for that. You can actually just, in the batter, just mix in some Tabasco sauce or some hot sauce, so Frank's hot sauce, just put it in there, just give it a bit more of a bite to it, all right? So you can do that.
Or you could not ruin it.
Or you, like my wife, she don't like hot stuff, so she's like, or not ruin it when you do it that way. That's okay. You can always put it in afterwards, the hot stuff. You douse it in that and stuff. All right. So we'll get to that later. The space ground, right? So again, let's get cooking. What we're gonna start off with is when I put out the cauliflower off the side, we're gonna first focus on the pickles. Okay. What I ended up doing is I strained it. Get all the juice out, of course. You know, take the jar, dump it into a strainer. That's what I got here. Got it, you know, as it's leaking into a bowl. What we're gonna do is get these dry, okay? So just so that the batter will stick to them. So what we're gonna do is, I got some paper towels. I'm just gonna lay it down, lay it here. Grab some of these pickles, lay it out. Just lay them out flat. What we need to do is pat them all dry. All right, so like I said, we kind of plan it all out and just get another one, just kind of pat them all dry. I'm just gonna just push down on them a little bit. I don't want to squeeze them too hard. I don't want to squeeze the juice out of them. I'm just trying to get the top layer, the top of the pickle dry. I'm not trying to squeeze all the juice out of it, like I said, okay? All right, so that's basically what we're gonna do, right? Then we're gonna put these off to the side, and then we're gonna go ahead and start doing the mixture. We'll just start doing a mixture, and then we'll start getting them coated and go that route. Right, there we go. All right. So now we're drying off the pickles like we did. We patted them dry, right? We're gonna do them in phases, you know, because you know, as much as you can fit on the towel. If you can string out a bigger towel, then that's fine. All right. All right. So now we're at here, this part. Okay. So basically, got half a cup of flour, right? Let's get a half cup. I'm just gonna measure it like that. Half a cup. Okay, so there we go, half a cup of flour. Right here at this time is when I go ahead and just, like I said, the seasoning, I'm doing Italian seasoning. I just do a coat over the top of the flour, you know, like that. That's how I do my measurements, like that. I just kind of do a coat, it's kind of best the way you want, what you want to do as far as taste. It's all up to your taste, all right? So I've got some garlic salt. I'm gonna do that. Just a little lighter layer of it, just not too much of the garlic salt because the salt part of this is really salty. Is that the word? It's salty. The saltiness of that is salty. But yeah, just get a good mixture, you know. That's that, right? You just want to make sure it's good incorporated. And at this part, like I said, half cup of flour in my mixture, 3/4 cups of water. All right. And you're just gonna slowly mix it in. I'm not gonna go too much. Now in this part here is you want it, and your tester is going to be your mixer or your whisker. The whisk itself. See how it adheres to the whisk. All right, so I'm just going to keep whisking it in, make sure there's no dry flour parts into that. You just want to make sure it's all broken up. Okay, so that's basically all I'm doing. Just go along the sides, make sure that I get all in, and it's kind of, I'm scraping at the bottom too to make sure there's no dry pockets anywhere. Okay, that's all I'm doing. All right, so see how it's running off of it? So I wanted to add a little bit more flour. So here's, just gonna grab a little bit more. Just work at it little by little until you get a thick, pretty thick. You'll see what I'm talking about. It'll coat the whisk without it falling down so easily. Less runny. So I got a good consistency I want. See how it's sticking to the whisk? It's dripping a little bit, but not much. See how it's actually sticking to the whisk? And that's what you want. Before it wasn't sticking to the whisk at all and just running down really easy. You just want a good consistency. All right, so we're just gonna do that. All right, at this point, let's bring the pickles back out. Like I said, we patted them dry. So we get your panko breadcrumbs in one thing. So this is the bed, right? This is what's gonna make it crispy. I need one more thing though. I need a plate to put these on. Okay, so now we're at the part of putting it together. Okay, so basically what I got, I set it dry. I patted these dry, just the top parts. I'm not squeezing them out. I'm just patting them dry, right? So we need it so that it will adhere. This will adhere to it. See how it adheres to it? We're just gonna, so what you can do is grab a couple of these and just throw them in there.
Adhere means stick.
Adhere means stick. All right, so that's what we're doing, right? So we're just gonna run through these real quick. Okay, so there we go. We got them all done. Now we just gotta get them into. Okay, what I did was before, it's medium-high heat, and so all I gotta do now is just medium-high heat. Make sure I always grab one to make sure I get it starts cooking. You know, it's the temperature. Just put them in there one at a time. Just put them on your little spider. Just dump in there one at a time. We're just gonna wait till they get turned golden brown, then we're gonna take them out. Work with a couple first, and then once you get used to it, and then you can do more at a time. If it gets a little too hot and it starts cooking a little faster, just turn down the heat a little bit. I've got over here a paper towel, and that's where I'm going to put them after I'm done getting them out of the oil. So that way it'll drain out the excess oil off of them, because we want them crispy, not greasy. Like that. Okay, so we're just gonna go through these one at a time and just start going at it. All right? Okay, so first off, what I'm doing, I went in and washed it all off. And so basically what I'm gonna do is just get a paring knife. I'm gonna cut these florets off, just get them cut down. Right? Just gotta first get down to the florets. It'll be a little messy, but that's okay. You can just cut them straight down like that too. Just get yourself started. Just work your way to that bottom. Take off this bottom part. Just go into like a circle too if you want to. Just go into a little circle. Just be careful, don't hurt yourself. Don't go all the way through into it. You're just trying to get into it, kind of take out that center core out. All right. Put it down, reach in there, just grab it. That gives you a working chance here. We'll just push this off to the side. Gotta give us a better look at what's inside here, so we can get to these florets. These florets of the, it's called florets, the florets of the cauliflower. Same thing like broccoli. Broccoli has little florets type thing. So we're just gonna see here. So basically I'm just cutting the stems off, right? See, that's basically what you're doing. So you want to get into bite sizes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get them in a little bitty bite sizes like that. I'm just gonna put them in there and just break them up, all right? So that's all I'm doing. I'm breaking them off the florets. I'm just breaking off the stems off. Get them little bite sizes. And if you want bigger sizes, that's fine. And if you're like, oh, I like that one, but I don't like that bigger chunk off the side, then cut it off and make it that size. All right, so whichever size you want. We're just gonna go through them and do that, all right? Okay, like before, like we did before, go ahead and get your flour, half a cup of flour, right? And then we're just gonna go ahead and let's get this in. We're gonna put some to taste, right? Like I said before, just do it to taste. Whatever seasoning you like. Like I said, I did before. I just grab some Italian seasoning, I do a covering of it like I always do. Some garlic salt. Do it like covering. There you go, like that. Go easy on that. Salt is really high on that. All right, so all we're gonna do is just mix it up, get it incorporated, and then we're just gonna add the 3/4 cups of water. All right, slowly work it in. And what we're doing before, you're probably, like I did before, is you're just gonna make sure it gets really good incorporated, get a nice thing, and you're gonna kind of test it out, you know, and see how thick you want it. You want it to be, like I did before on the pickles, we kind of added a little bit more flour, you know, little by little until we get the good consistency that we wanted. Because see how it's kind of dripping right off the thing, like I said before, it's how it just drips off, so it's not gonna adhere to anything very good. So you want it just enough so that it will cling to the florets of the cauliflower. Okay, so just get a spoon, just a small spoon, just add a little bit more. Just go that route. Just add a little bit more and then stir it in. Make sure it all breaks down. There's no chunks of flour in there.
Yeah, eating chunky stuff isn't fun.
Yeah, chunky flour bits are not fun. There you go, just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It's starting to stick to it. See how it coats it now? Before it was just sliding right off. Now it's coated really good. All right, so we're good on that now. All right, so what you're gonna want is like a pattern to get this thing done, like we did before on the pickles, right? We're gonna do a pattern. Basically, you just grab the florets, you kind of dump it in there. You know, use your wet hand, dry hand. You're just gonna dump them in there. Just get them really good coated. Swish it around a little bit. Take off the excess, just throw them in there, and then coat it, like we did before. Pressing down, just to get a good coating on it. There you go. All right, we got a couple of these, and then we can see about getting them fried up. We're just gonna go through these and get them set, ready to go, and then we fry them up. All right. Okay, so now we got them at the stove. We're all done with them, right? We breaded them. So now, got the heat. We got vegetable oil. We got it up at medium-high heat. Okay, so that's basically what we're looking at, medium-high heat here. All right. So if you don't want to really throw them in there, so get like a spider like we got, like one of these. And just, if you want, just put them on there like that and just drop them in there that way. You know, just get them in there. We're just gonna cook them in there, kind of twirl them around till they're golden brown. Just watch out for the smaller ones for, you know, they're gonna probably cook faster. So that way you don't worry too worried about, you know. And then we got over here, we got like a paper towel. So once we're done, you know, moving them around, we just kind of keep watching them. See how they're looking like that. So just keep going until we get a nice golden color brown. And if you notice also, I didn't pat down the cauliflowers because they're dryish anyways. Not like I did with the pickles where I had to pat them down to get them dry from the you know, because they come in the little juice thing, so you got to pat them all dry, make sure they're all dry before the only way you can do that is just so that the batter will stick to it. See, like that. Look at that. We're almost there. Like that. Look at that. Like that. That's what you're looking for. I'm just gonna put those there. And we'll get some more. Okay, same process, a little bit different. Turn down the heat of your oil. Turn it down to like medium heat, okay? And you're not gonna have them fry as long. What I did was also with cheese, so you can do the same thing with cheese. So what we're gonna do is the same thing. We're just gonna let them sit in there. You know, do a couple at a time. And kind of watch them because you don't want them in there too long. You just want them till they're lightly brown, not like we were doing before where it was a little darker brown with the cauliflower. We just want them lightly brown. The reason why is the cheese is going to expand and it's going to try to leak out, and so what you're doing is you just want it enough so they'll coat it a little bit or cook it a little bit. See, like that. See how we got? If you want, you can kind of bring it up a little bit, kind of look at it and say, okay, is that good? And bring it back down on your little thing, kind of switch it around a little bit, like that. And then bring it back out, you know, kind of heat, cool off, like calm down there, type thing, like that, right? So you can do that. So that's another way of doing it. Oh, that one got kind of stuck to it, see? Same thing. We'll just go through those really quick. Get a couple of those in there again. The cheese is a little bit more of a working, you have to work with it a little bit. See how that is? It's a lighter brown, like that. Okay. There you go. Let's turn that off. All right, so there you go. 3 different ways, right? 3 different things. Or you can, like I said before, you can go ahead and do it the same way, same process with other things. Like, you know, before, like I said before, zucchinis and things like that. If you want to do chunks of zucchinis, or just things like that. Experiment, do different things. All right, let's get plating. There you go. All right, so we did the what? Fried pickles, right? We got here fried pickles. We did the fried cauliflower. We did fried cheese. That was a bonus fried cheese. Same process, same thing. Just continue on doing what different things. We're just gonna use we got some ranch, and then I got some Frank hot sauce. Wife doesn't like Frank hot sauce part, but that's okay. You do you. But yeah, here we go. I'm gonna get one of those things. Cauliflower. Oh yeah. That's good. All right, started off with the fried pickles, right? Same thing. That's good. All right, so here we go. Enjoy. Yes, I started already.